I want to share with you this theory post by fellow Reddit user The Novelist. Oh man, was it profound. Links will be in the description. Also, before we get started, I want to let you know that I am currently live streaming on my channel for 24 hours straight. I will be giving Steam games away, so if you want to check that out, please head on over. You can talk to me live right now. After rewatching Orb and Elements a second time, I've come to the conclusion that Nightmare Princess is a soothsayer of future bad fortunes. Specifically, she can predict future obstacles or misfortunes to come, though not necessarily an exact future. But this is where I need help. Is she merely giving obstacle signposts in the form of metaphors, or is she creating reality from dreams and fears? And what about BMO's dream? All three, Finn, Jake, and BMO, have interweaving dreams that start off rad enough. Finn can fly. Jake is home with his brother and dad. This is important. And BMO is directing a professional theater production, a long-held dream of his. But the deeper in, the more interwoven all three dreams become, and all three lead to a loss of control and a possession of sorts that each seems to come to fruition so far. Once Nightmare Princess takes control, things start turning for the worst. Finn can't fly all of a sudden, and dreams with missing teeth represent a loss of control, or fear thereof. Nightmare Princess is telling Finn that he will come to Princess Bubblegum's aid, only to find that not only has she lost all control, her head is too big for her body. Intelligence plus ego equals dictator/bad, or just the fact that she's literally too big for her own good now. And that, as much as he wants to, he can't help. He fails helping Princess Bubblegum put teeth back, and while almost succumbing twice to grass beneath his feet, maybe just once, he gets fresh footing, learns more of the situation, and stalls, until finally succumbing to the grass swallowing him. Within moments, after a fade to black, Finn sprouts back out of the ground, spitting teeth to Jake's cry for help. I believe Nightmare Princess was trying to tell Finn that it isn't Fern, or what he represents, that he should fear, but if he refuses to deal with the situation emotionally, he will, ironically, succumb to an element because of his denial about how Fern affects him, in the form of red-hot anger, despite a protection spell. There's even a point halfway through Elements in the barber's chair, where Finn gets so close to having a breakthrough, preventing that very thing from happening before Jake cuts him off. Did I secretly want that to happen? Like deep down inside, was I afraid Fern would be better than me, and my lizard brain put out bad vibes? I guess what I'm really afraid of is... The vines starting to grasp Finn represent the future close call with both the candy and slime assimilation. The fact that he comes out of his element, sprouting from the ground, to cries from Jake mirrors LSP's success in snapping him out of fire rage or a literal blackout and helping make his priorities clear, saving Jake. Meanwhile, Jermaine and Jake meet again and end up burying their dad by mistake in their own house, and the last time they met in said physical house, what happened? A broken salt line, a demon attack, and a house burnt to the ground. Yeah, Jake escaped, and yeah, he prevailed over vampirism and stakes last season, but what do we know of Jake from Todd and Margaret investigations? Yup, that Jake was born as the result of a shape-shifting demon bite to the head from, looks so familiar. I believe accidentally burying their father is Nightmare Princess's way of telling Jake and Jermaine that their denial / never dealing with the fact that Jake was born as the result of a freaking demon bite would burn the metaphorical house of their family line to the ground and tear them apart. Jake then has to relive being bit a la Stakes, all while our aforementioned friend lies in wait, watching and observing from behind the window, timing his perfect moment. When the two nightmares merge, Finn has to rescue Jake from a house of his own making in the sky, covered in rain clouds of slime. This foreshadows the fact that Jake will suffer a buried family secret that finally cocoons from his slime assimilation, just out of reach of a boy who can no longer fly, until he believes in himself, which is Lumpy Space Princess inspiring with, "You and Jake always win." Meanwhile, BMO's show is crashing. His loving and blind trusting nature allows for his sworn enemy, AMO, to infiltrate and undo everything BMO loves, whom he initially mistakes for football, who, as it turns out, has always been a denial-driven, split-personality representation of Amo. This not only details BMO's repressed desires to act as Amo does, not programmed to blindly trust and act out of love, a very human and therefore alien concept, and to always be more his programmed perfectionism, but foreshadows an epic calamity of events to come. When all three dreams merge, each are active players in BMO's production, which has a mole usurper that BMO hates more than anything, and what happens to every other character when they give in to impulse and denial instead of facing it. He becomes possessed. So once BMO realizes that his failing production puts the two people he loves most in danger, what happens? He tries to cut corners to help, finding a quick fix to save them by feeding them their next lines that instead invites the ultimate evil into his programming. Bear with me, but here's what I see coming. Betty stuttered and said, "I tried reprogramming your crown early on. We know from Grayble's 1000 Plus and past Betty episodes that the crown is not only an intricate piece of circuitry technology, but that an evil possesses it in the future, however distant that may be. If Floating Head Betty made it work, I'm sure the Lich can, perhaps starting with a simple AMO, then a BMO, before making the jump. We keep getting winds of dormant Lich in elements after his sudden reveal in BMO's Nightmare, and it's really unnerving that Sweet Pea's other ram horn grows to full length once cured, possibly meaning the Lich has found a new suitable host, has officially left, as the Lich has always had one broken horn. But where has he been if he's been this dormant? I put my money on this guy. After all, the Lich used his vessel to pivot once before. He, the snail, was partying with the party wolf and the dancing bananas and orb. He's inside a frozen Gunter penguin when Finn, Jake, and Ice King reach Patience Palace, and an angry almond-eyed Orgalord possessed Gunter lands arrows mere inches from the little guy when, seemingly, shooting at Lumpy Space Princess in Fire Kingdom. I didn't even scratch the emotional surface of every element, but it seemed each not only drew in followers through a zombie-like force of goop that swallows head to toe, but that each appealed and enslaved people organically as well by appealing to certain emotional tendencies. Ice is depression, fear, doubt, cold. The reason why Jake grows an ice horn despite not being hit by anything is his fear of what he still won't admit to himself. He's half or quarter demon. Fire equals anger, impulse, violence, hot friction. The reason Finn succumbs to anger and violence despite never having been pierced by fire while wearing a super ultra resistant flame spell, or something equivalent to what Betty says. Candy, the saccharine, sweet, safe, love. The reason Penguin Gunter hugs Lumpy Space Princess so loyally until he's cured. And slime, relaxed, chill, uniform, cultured, as in all the same, a cultured of slime, mold, or yeast. Status quo, mob rule, hive mind. The reason why a lot of bears succumb, Lumpy Space Princess never succumbs to slime. She's too much of an awesome individual. Gunter gets crazy Orgalorg almond eyes when filled with rage affected by fire, and these empathetic vibrations, resonant frequencies, might explain why the very base-loving animal half of Gunter, the penguin, squeezes and hugs Lumpy Space Princess when he's turned into a sugar drone, driven by love and the memory of her purple comet creature sending Orgalorg pummeling back to Earth so that he could become Gunter, the penguin, once again. And when once healed, returns to the plebeian evil, Ice King, that he can puppeteer to defeat her, now repossessed by the angered vengeance of Orgalorg. Finally, it begs a few questions. Was there another assimilated demon nidosphere creature in Jake's slime princess assimilation metamorphosis? Or did it just provide the perfect catalyst for Jake's demon half to incubate via vampirism? And ultimately, is Nightmare Princess a scorned evil cast out of the nidosphere, collecting bananas to dump on their fearless leader Hunson Aberdeen? Is she a soothsayer that prophesizes, or a hateful perpetrator of dream stuff? Bonus. While we're on the topic of Jermaine, isn't it a little too convenient that he still harbors rage and animosity towards Jake, and has made this very clear? And the last time that they met at home, Jermaine was being extra shady with a rolled up poster in a joint dream, lured F and J out, and after seeming to be relieved by the house burning down, walks into the sunset all buddy-buddy with a demon who's been trapped in the same prison as Jermaine, while his brother gets to go out on adventures. I think Jermaine is a sleeper evil. Thoughts?
As always, thanks so much for watching my videos, guys. I know I said I wasn't going to be doing Adventure Time anymore, and maybe I'm not. I don't know. I just felt like doing this one, so here's just something you can watch. Also, I wanted to give a shout out really quick to a new YouTube channel, the Video Game Family. It's actually a really nice channel. They're very well set up. Having just started, I'm surprised how good they have everything set. And it's just like a whole family who plays games. All the videos are family friendly. There's no inappropriate content or anything like that. So check those guys out, and the links will be in the description and the annotation at the end of the video. Also, don't forget that I am live streaming right now. If you guys are have any questions for me, you want to come chat me up, click on over and watch my live stream right now. Thanks.
Hey, thanks for watching. Happily ever after gaming, man.